Greetings, my saplings. Alright, so in today's video, we are going to be discussing the Billionaires Boys Club and Adidas NMD Heart and Mind Human Race. And there are going to be two pairs that we will be discussing. To be specific, like always in these How to Cop guides, we will be discussing some release info and some background information. Also, of course, how to cop the sneakers, and finally, some resale predictions for those of you who are interested in reselling the sneakers. For those of you who just want to skip to the How to Cop portion of the video and you don't really care about these shoes, I'll leave a time right up here. But for the rest of you, let's jump right into this. So being that this isn't necessarily a normal Pharrell Williams NMD, you might be wondering, what is Billionaires Boys Club? Well, essentially, Billionaires Boys Club is a streetwear clothing line established by Pharrell and Nigo. Pharrell, of course, is a musician that most of you know by now, but who is Nigo? Well, Nigo is known for starting Bape. But what was most interesting about Nigo is that Nigo is one of the pioneers who actually started cutting the supply and demand equilibrium in half. We're actually not quite in half, and we'll get right into that. So most companies try to meet the supply and demand equilibrium. Now, Nigo didn't just cut it in half. No, for Bape, he actually cut it to 10%. Hence, Bape has always been hype. Now, it can be said that the hype has kind of died down at this point, but it cannot be denied that this was one of the factors that has helped Bape grow so much as a brand. And it's not only Bape, of course. Supreme has used this similar tactic. Nike even does this with the Nike and Off-White shoes. Yeezy too. Of course, Yeezy sneakers as well, and slowly he's increasing stock. And of course, Billionaires Boys Club. But it must also be noted that Billionaires Boys Club was actually an ironic name. I feel like most people take that name too literally, and in fact I myself took it literally as well until I decided to do some research on it. So Pharrell basically saw the movie Billionaires Boys Club, and he hated how money was so idolized and how it was actually killed over. So he decided to turn this name into something positive. He wanted to show us that wealth wasn't all about money. Wealth was more about the heart and mind. Oh my goodness, guys, it's all coming together. It's all coming together right in front of our eyes. So he preaches that life is more or less just about feeling good about what you do for yourself and also what you do for others. And of course, Pharrell Williams practices what he preaches. He has donated a significant amount of money, and not only that, he has started many charities as well. I'll put those on the screen right now for you guys to see. And finally, he states that it doesn't hurt to look good in the process. So, the Heart and Mind Billionaire Boys Club Human Race releases on October 20th for $240. Alright, so with that out of the way, why don't we jump into the How to Cop portion of the video. So like I mentioned before, there are going to be two colorways releasing. There is going to be a BBC exclusive pair, and not only that, there's also going to be a general release pair. So we're going to kick it off with the BBC exclusive, because I'm sure that's what you guys probably care about the most. Now unfortunately, considering it is a BBC exclusive, there's only one place they're going to be releasing, and that is going to be Billionaires Boys Club. Now how exactly are you going to purchase off of here? Well, they're actually going to release on the Frenzy app. Frenzy app is essentially just a compilation of a bunch of different stores, some of which include BBC, Blends, Exhibition, and much, much more. Just for future reference, guys, I would also suggest downloading this app because many pairs release through here. It should release at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, but occasionally they do releases at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, sometimes even 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll keep you guys updated via my Twitter, though. And of course, if you download the app, you're not going to see a product page until a couple of hours before the release. So again, make sure you download the Frenzy app, set up your account on the app, also fill in your address and set up Apple Pay if you can. This is all going to make checking out as fast as possible, and the Frenzy app is going to be a first come first serve process. Now what has me a little befuddled is that if you don't get them, it will say that you are unlucky. So it makes me think that they're using a similar process to what Nike does when it says pending, where it's a Leo drop. But I'm not 100% on this, guys. So far I'm pretty confident it is a first come first serve. I'm not sure why they say unlucky instead of just saying something like sold out. Basically though, just be as fast as possible to be safe. If you want, maybe get a couple of friends to help you out. But basically, that's it for the BBC exclusive pair, unfortunately, because it is BBC exclusive. But now, moving on to the general release pair. So, for the general release pair, first of all, they should also be releasing on the Frenzy app on BBC, just like the exclusive pair. And again, it should be at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Occasionally, what they like to do is separate releases by about a minute. I don't think this is going to be the case for this. I'm pretty sure they're going to drop at the same time, so you will have to make your decision which one you want to go for first, because like I mentioned before, it probably is a first come first serve process. Of course, if you get a friend to help you out, you could go for the exclusive pair, maybe your friend goes for the general release pair. It's up to you. And also, it would make sense to stay at home during this release, because being that it's a first come first serve, you're going to want to have a good internet connection. Now, in addition to the Frenzy app, Picture is actually loaded up for the general release pair onto Foot Patrol. Foot Patrol, as you guys know, does a queue at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, so this will be on the 20th at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. They usually open up the queue a little bit before that, so feel free to hop on at like 2:40, see if the queue pops up. There's no product page as of now, and it probably will pop up last minute. And for this, the multiple people jig does work. That's how I copped the Court Purples and the Pine Greens off of here. But it must be noted that they also track your IP address when it comes to these sorts of queues. The good thing is, though, they don't IP ban you until like 30 to 40 minutes after the release. At least when I went for my Pine Greens and Court Purples, I was able to get both of those pairs, and then 10 minutes after that, I was IP banned. But you know, it's fine. I still got my pairs, and it is a soft ban, so it will go away after a little while. In addition, since Foot Patrol is dropping, I do believe that there should also be some more 3 a.m. Eastern Time releases. I know that Shop Nice Kicks already dropped these, actually. Hey guys, just a quick update actually for the Shop Nice Kicks release. It turns out the release they had, they actually refunded all the orders. Now they will be releasing on October 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So that's good news for all you guys who want to go for these, of course. And it was actually the owner of Restock Time who confirmed this for me, so big shout out to him. And not only that, there should be also some 10 a.m. Eastern Time releases as well. Finally, the last place we're going to be talking about is Adidas.com. This will be the first BBC that will release on Adidas.com. Before, previous pairs were BBC exclusives, but now we should see these releasing on Adidas.com. Right now, there is no product page, but I'm expecting the product page to come up probably right before the 20th, maybe on the 19th or 18th. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Feel free to turn on post notifications and subscribe to stay 100% updated when it comes to all of this information. And I'm confident for Adidas.com, it should be a waiting room just because all human races in the past have. Most limited shoes have. But for some countries, this might not be the case, although it should be for US. Understanding your country, you might not have a waiting room. To find out if it's going to be a waiting room or first come first serve, here's what you could do. And I actually just talked about this in my 4D video. And there was a lot of crazy stuff that happened with that release. Feel free to watch my updates video where I talked about how Adidas thinks they're slick. But anyway, all you gotta do is go onto the product page when the product page loads up, of course. Then you have to right click, then you have to click view page source, then use Command F and type in waiting room product. I believe on Windows it's actually Control F, not Command F. And then once you type this in, you will see next to it, after the colon, you will see it says true or false. True means waiting room, and of course false means that it's going to be a first come first serve. When it's a first come first serve, autofill is going to be your best friend. That's the trick. But if it does happen to be a waiting room, you can use the multiple people jig. If you don't have any idea what I'm referencing, feel free to check out this video where I explain how to do the multiple people jig step by step. I don't feel like explaining it again because a lot of you guys watching right now already know how to do it, and I don't want to bore you. But if you happen to be new, feel free to check that out. And finally, for the general release pair, there should also be a couple of raffles that you could join, those of which I will tweet out on my Twitter. Hopefully they come up within the next 2 or 3 days. My Twitter is KeithAdam10. Sorry guys, just another brief update that I got while I was editing. There's actually one raffle that's out right now. I'm not going to tweet it out though, just because I want to make it very easy for you guys, so I'm going to tweet them all out at once, considering this one still has 5 days left. So yeah, they'll be on my Twitter. I'll pin it as one of my pinned tweets, and it should be easy for you guys to sign up. And finally, with the how to cop out of the way, why don't we move on to some resale predictions. Starting off with the BBC exclusive pair, I think it's pretty obvious when it comes to these that they are going to be profitable. At least all previous BBC exclusive pairs have been extremely limited and have had high demand, those of which brought in very, very high profits, despite there being a retail of $240. But then when it comes to the GR pair, I'm not exactly expecting incredible profit when it comes to these, especially because of that high retail of $240. I think that all of the pairs should be profitable, but it won't be a significant amount, perhaps like $30 to $50 profit after seller fees or shipping. So to be safe, I would suggest going for sizes 14 and up and 6.5 and below. These are the sizes that tend to go for the most for most general release human races that we have seen in the past. And also keep in mind that if you're skeptical, feel free to just stick to Adidas.com, because Adidas.com does do free returns for the first 7 days. So if they happen to brick and you don't like your pair and you don't want to keep it for personal wear, feel free to just return it for free. They do free shipping, they do free returns, full return, you're fine. So again, they should be profitable, but stick to the sizes I mentioned if you plan on reselling these just to be safe. Right now, pre-sale is pretty low, but expect these prices to drop even more, of course, when all the pairs go into circulation. With that though, I'm going to conclude today's video. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, if you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, subscribe and turn on post notifications to stay 100% updated on really any hype shoe that's going to be releasing in the future. With that though, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later.
Why are you always in my way, knocking me over every single day? Get your foot off my foot, ah. Get your foot off my foot, yeah. I should have run the other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot, ah. Get your foot off my foot, yeah. Get your foot off my foot, oh.